Olorogun Migo, sir.
Brando.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
We have to use both Robo and English because
I have no problem.
this is going globally. Before anything, there have to be introduction. I am the director of football, Robo Football League, and my names are Richard Abuno. We are here today to discuss with you. It's not an outright interview, but to the general public, they will call it an interview. But here today wants to discuss with our daddy, a prominent son of Robo Nation, who has come up with a very good vision for the Robo Nation. So wants to discuss with him and also hear some things from him, his vision, and some of his manifesto concerning the Robo Nation. So, sir, once again, you are welcome to the platform of Robo Football League. You are welcome, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. My name's Peter Tobore Akpofure. I'm a chartered surveyor. I run an offshore positioning system, which is called the Epano Nigerian Limited Subsea. I'm currently the author of the Great Ugeli Kingdom, and I'm a candidate, a very top candidate for the presidency of the Urobo Progress Union.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. We've really heard about you. And before we go on, it will not sound very well if I don't introduce some personnel that are with me. I have on my far left there Dr. Joel, who is the President General of Aaron Robo Worldwide. He is also the Director of Projects when it comes to Robo Football League. And on my other end there, please, is Peter Oduba, who also is one of your sons. He is the Director of Operations, Robo Football League. So, sir, from all indication from your antecedents, we've heard so much about you, and we know you to a very large extent. That is why when we heard of you from our Director of Project, Dr. Joel, that you are one of the most, reliable candidate, reliable aspirant when it comes to the U.P.U. Candidates, now aspirant contesting for the U.P.U. position as the President General of U.P.U. And sir, we have but just few questions for you this morning. We want to really know and hear of some of your visions for the Robo Nation, particularly our youths that are in sports, because we have decided when we're listening to Dr. Joel Ejitmemu, we have decided that all Robo youths that are in sports, that are in football, must stand behind you to see that a man with such a great vision must become the great umbrella of the Robo Nation, that is to become the President General of U.P.U, Robo Progressive Union. So, sir, without taking much of your time, we want to hear from you directly how much plans and how much visions you have for your children, the Robo youths that are in sports, and the youths in general. Thank you very much, sir.
Talking about my vision for the Urobo Nation, there is going to be a change of perspective. There's going to be a change in the way the Urobo Nation is structured. There's going to be a change in the way the Urobo Nation treats its kings and the way the government look at the Urobo Nation. The U.P.U is the umbrella organization of the Urobo people, and they are supposed to be the mouthpiece, the vocal mouthpiece of the Urobo people. They are supposed to bring the aspirations and the pains of the Urobo Nation to the limelight before governments, before the world. That they have failed woefully in the past years. The unity that should exist within the Urobo Nation got eroded away because of selfish ambition of individuals that sought leadership. The last regime tried its best to rejuvenate the aspirations of our founding fathers, But because of the disunity within the system, my dear friend Dr. Moses Tiger couldn't do much. He set up the summit with great ideas, but he couldn't move beyond setting up a summit and getting the objectives set on paper. He has with him a lot of people that have no vision. The primary target of Tiger was to ensure that there was unity. That was also not so much achieved. Going into the contest, as I go from kingdom to kingdom, as I ride over the entire land space of the Urhobo land, I have found that there are resources in Urhobo land that should be tapped, and if they are tapped, we will have a viable Urhobo land that is an envy of government. We have cash crops that are left untapped. We have the palm oil, we have rubber, we have cassava, we have all that it takes to be an agricultural base of Delta State and of Nigeria. We have good soil, we have electricity, we have oil, we have gas, enough for us to tap into the new PIA and get the Urhobo nation developed. And I'm going to revive all that to make Urhobo nation a sustainable nation within the Nigerian polity. We will develop industrial areas. We will develop factories in which these particular products are brought to the limelight. Now, talking about the youths, the biggest problem we have with the youths is lack of foresight. Because the leaders we had before had always thought about today when it is today. We find that when our youth graduate from the universities or the polytechnics, they have nothing doing. They have nothing doing. And that is because we did not think of a time ahead of today. As is part of my own targets, I will be in discussion with so many national agencies, the Army, the Air Force, the Navy, the Customs, the NNPC, all the government agencies, and start putting our youth into work. Right now, the recruitment for the Nigerian Army is going on. The North is not waiting for the boys to apply. The Northern Group, the Arewa Forum, will go to the Nigerian Army and say, we want 300 positions. And once those laws are given to them, they distribute it among the nations in the North. The Igbo people will do the same thing. The Akpofure will do the same thing. But because the Urhobos don't have a voice, we will allow our boys to apply, and for a particular position you can have millions of people apply. They don't look at those applications. It is the list submitted by the Sultan of Sokoto, the list submitted by the Western Akpofure that they will look at first before they look at other people. Those are the kind of things I want to get the youth into. That we'll be saying in the next 20 years we will produce the general manager, the group managing director of NNPC. We will look for a first class brain to put into NNPC and let him grow along the line. We think of years ahead of us. We talk about the Ministry of Water Resources. We say, okay, let us put 2 or 3 fresh graduates that are very bright in it, and then develop along that line. So talking about the youth, if I become the President General of U.P.U, we will develop a database. There will be no intelligent youth in this Urhobo nation that we will not struggle and fight for him to be in a good position in either government or in anywhere he wants to really develop his career. And these people will fall back on them 15 years from now, 20 years from now. That is my biggest ambition for the Urhobo land. The agricultural agricultural sector will be one of our prime sectors, and we will get as many graduates as possible that are milling out of the universities and the polytechnics to be effectively utilized in those fields. Coming to sports is something that was very prominent in Delta State, in Midwest State, in Bender State at the time we were young. I played cricket for Bender State, and a lot of people have developed through sports. Most of our sports enthusiasts, today you hear of Urobo, or there's a guy called Urobo. He was a coach, or he worked in the Ministry of Sports. During my time, he was the fastest 100-meter runner in the whole of Midwest region. So we are interested in developing every talent, including athletes, including footballers, anybody who has shown interest and progress in any career. We will be interested in blowing their trumpet. We have good footballers, but they are all hidden somewhere. In Rivers State, the government took it upon itself to invite Barcelona to set up a training program in Rivers State. Why did they do that? They did that to catch the young talents. And by so doing, come 5-10 years from today, you'll be hearing names, big names, playing for big clubs because of that academy that they set there. So I will encourage a lot of athletics, a lot of soccer, a lot of other sports to be played by youth, because nobody knows where a child will become prominent. Today we have an Urobo lady who is the fastest runner on the surface earth, and she never dreamt of it. If she did not have an encouragement to go further and compete in the large scale, nobody will have known him. So I am very much in support of what you are doing. The Bible says that throw your seeds in the morning, throw them in the afternoon, and in the evening do not withhold your hand, that you'll never know which one will germinate, which one will grow. So I encourage you to continue your drive in football. You may be producing a lot of JJ Okochas in the next 10 years. My advice is, let's start from the real grassroots. Waiting for people like Peter Odugba to start playing football, now you're wasting your time. You're really wasting your time. Yeah, you should look for primary school, secondary school competitions in which you can identify talents, and then we as rulers, community rulers, as spokesmen for Urobo, we then blow the trumpet. We get people, we get them to visit with us when some of these big guys are coming in. We get them into the national team. We get them into limelight, so that the game itself becomes what we feed them and feed their family. Ronaldo has built a lot of hospitals for his Portugal. He's built a lot of industries for Portugal. Not waiting for the government. We get one or two Ronaldos, we will not be thinking of do we have a children's specialized hospital in Urobo land. So in a nutshell, yes, I'm very much in support of what you are doing, and I will do my best to encourage you to do more and more. In Ugeli Kingdom, where we are, we have one of our young chiefs that we have put the burden of developing football on his shoulders. Chief Lawrence Imario. Yeah, I would like you to make contact with him. I will call him and introduce you to him.
Having listening to you so far, I can proudly tell the world and the Robo Nation that Chief Peter Akpofure has a very, very, very sound vision for the Robo Nation at large, and even for the Robo youths, whether you are in sport or in the agricultural sector, whether in educational sector. I think my chief here has a very sound vision, a notable vision. So you really have a noble idea and a noble vision for this nation. It's a very good thing, and we, like you said, that you are going to be behind us, the Robo Football League. So we want to really explain and expatiate more of our vision. The Robo Football League is put together because of the pain, the same kind of pain you are having for the Robo Nation and the Robo youths. You see, in football, as a football manager, I'm a football manager, I have traveled wide a little. I came to understand that, yes, when it comes to football in West Africa, Nigeria has raw talent, real natural talent in football. Places like Ghana, sir, if you meet Ghanaian players, a lot of them are converted players. They are all natural midfielders. When you meet a Ghana striker, he's converted to become a striker. When you meet a defender, he's converted to become a defender. Likewise, also goalkeeper. But when you come to Nigeria, we have natural strikers, that's attackers, we have natural midfielders, we have natural goalkeepers. And when you say Nigeria, sir, I'll be proud to announce to you that Robo has the highest numbers of professional footballers. When I say professional footballers, they might not be at their peak right now, but real natural soccer talents, we have them in the Robo Nation. But like you said, maybe our past leaders have not really looked into this sector. But thank God we are going to have somebody like you in a short time to join us, and we are ready to follow you in your vision to see that in your short time, because I understand that the U.P.U presidency is maybe under 3-4 years. I don't know. It's 3 years. And 3 years, and there's still a second tenure, sir. But we're going to make sure, sir, that at least you stay there for another 6 years for us, so that we'll be able to achieve all this within that 6 years, and even after you drop, the person that is going to come in is going to work in line with your master plan. Because I can see your noble idea, noble vision, sir, it's nothing to be compared with. It's nothing to be compared with. Because the Robo Football League, we have so desired that at every year, we want to see 2-3 of Robo youths promoting, getting to the height of playing professional football abroad, because we have professionals working with us. To God be the glory, sir. The director of marketing and contracts of Robo Football League is a true born of Robo. He's based in Germany. He's a football scout, a FIFA licensed agent. His name is Omavai Akatuba. He's based in Germany. He's linked to the world of football. So he's strongly behind. He called me a few days back. What are you waiting for the league to kick off? We told him, we said, sir, we want to make sure that everything is in place and we do the right thing. We don't want to get it wrong. So come Sunday, 16th October 2022, the Robo Football League will be kicking off with Uriye Kingdom hosting Ogele Kingdom. It's a league that will be taking the 24 kingdoms of Robo. They'll be playing home and away. Over 200 matches will be played. We have over 500 players, coaches that are participating. We are not stopping at the players alone. We have a lot of coaches that their parents, their families are looking down at. That, oh, all these years you've been coaching, what have you achieved? Like some people are saying, I don't want to be a teacher. Teachers are poor, but today we thank God teachers are one of the biggest shots in town. We want our coaches, to the Robo coaches, to develop. We want to develop them. We'll be sending them on courses abroad. What about our young? You talk about the primary school footballers and the secondary schools. We have plans for scholarship. There are schools in America where you send your children to. When they discover that your children, that child is into sports, they give them scholarship for them to represent the school. We have such contact. We've done a lot of research concerning this program to see that in the next 1-2 years, the Robo Nation will be respected all over the world. And so we are happy that we are going to have somebody like you at the forefront as our leader, as our president, as the umbrella of the Robo Nation, who has this vast vision for the Robo Nation and the Robo youth. It's a pleasure. Once again, I want to say thank you, and I pray that God give you all it takes to to achieve this vision. As for getting there, we understand it's through delegates and the rest. We are going to visit all the kingdoms. The Robo Football League, we are going to campaign you, sir, that you are the man that can deliver the youth and the Robo Nation at last. We are right behind you. God bless you very much, and thank you, sir. Thank